What's going on, everybody? Slang Dutchman here, and today it's part 2 of the Civic build, which means it's getting some love. Last time we worked on it, we did the manual swap. We changed some end links of the sway bar that was not connected and other stuff. And if you drive it and you go like over a speed bump, as soon as the car compresses, it just wobbles weird, because this rear end corner just sinks in extra, like more than the others. And the problem with that is that probably struts are blown and you hear some clunking of the springs and stuff is not right. So part 2 of the Civic build, we have a set of coilovers and a set of camber arms for the front and the rear, just to get the nice fitment that we want or need, depending on the wheels. Coilovers, just a simple set where you need to change your original top mounts out. So we're gonna take the original springs out, take the top mounts off the coilovers, or like the original suspension, put them on these, and then install them, which is pretty straightforward, quick and easy. Because of the gearbox thing, I've had that off tons of times now, so it's all easy to get off, not rusty, not nasty. And well, since it's her car, I did this side already, which you don't really see that it's lowered because it's lifted up, but just wait when you drop it. But I showed her how to do it, so now she should be able to do it herself. Start with that one. Get that safety pin out.
Oh.
This is good because now I can finally document the process. Getting the safety pin out and film 5 minutes of it. Yes, you got it. All right.
And there was something with
17.
Because wait.
Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Yep.
So the knitters. Fuck.
And jumps
Oh,
up.
you have the same thing, right?
Yep.
On the other side.
Yeah, leave it like this.
Yeah.
Because if you miss with the hammer, you're not gonna fuck it up.
Here, right?
Yes. Be angry.
Oh my god. I don't want to hit.
More angry.
I don't.
So you take that top one off, so the whole camber arm comes up, control arm, upper control arm. There you go.
Okay. And then there was something here, there.
Yep.
With
17.
With
the ugga-dugga. Other side.
Really?
Yeah.
You did the other side first.
No.
You did.
No.
You did.
I did the nut. Yep.
And so can take it out?
Yeah. Hou er eens goed op.
Ja, maar draai.
It's the one in the middle, the top of the fork, the 14.
thing, right?
So you got the bottom one? Yeah, now the fork. 14, okay.
This way, Lane, only this one?
Yep. Top one. Freedom. Now all you need to do is wiggle.
Ja, maar...
So the second one is off. Sorry, I dropped the camera. But, you know, once you're into the moment. So, coilovers like this. Top hat is from the original suspension. Tightened everything, so this is ready to go on, and then this goes in the fork that is laying there. That's pretty much it. So here we go. Both of the fronts are on. No camber arms installed. That will be for a later date when they come in. Probably will make it in this video, but as an end result. But I'm gonna drop it down, so now it's sort of the front right height, which of course needs to settle. Everyone knows that suspension drops a little bit, but I think it should drop a little bit further. Don't you think? This side is lower. Looks lower. This is pretty decent fitment though. This one looks a little bit higher, but I think if you drive over 3 speed bumps, it should be all okay. So I'm gonna do the rears, then the camber arms and later date, end of the video. And then we should have one step further in the Civic build part 2. It's manual swapped, lowered. We're not there yet, let's just keep going. So we're now working on the rear, which is basically the same process but even easier, because there's there like a fork on the bottom. That bolt needs to come out, and then just 2 at the bottom, and then the camber arm is this little thing. Yeah, it's just 2 bolts there and 1 here at the front. So that's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I was able to pull this here and take those off. And do you know how I took them off? By hand, because there was some clunking in the rear. Well, that was that, because there was like a few millimeters of play in them, and I was just able to screw them off by hand. So the previous owner, excuse my Dutch, but Grietje Bakker. I don't like to name and shame people like this, but if you play with the safety of others by selling a car that's just, you know, you just strip the coilovers out of it, you put a stock set in and just hand tighten them, and then just, yeah, the car is good to go, and you sell them. The exhaust was hung and held together by speaker wire, and you're even a mechanic. You should know better. This is unacceptable and actually very dangerous what you did. Luckily I found out. Too late though, but well, not too late, but later than I wished. But anyway, it's easy to take apart, so that's the positive side of it. So she's just cleaning up a few things and should be able to pull everything out, and by then I'll pick up the camera. So here we go. New coilover is on. New camber arm is on. By twisting this, it sort of like brings it in and out, so it controls the camber. Only thing I ran into is that because of the size of this, which is not that much bigger as stock, but because of the coils here at the bottom, there's no exhaust anymore. Also, the exhaust was like here. You can see it. This is where it should be, and then this is where it was, so it was in a different zip code. So we need to address that, because it was like leaning. Oh, the sun is annoying. It was leaning out a little bit too much, so it was hitting the coilover. So we undid that, and I'm just gonna modify the exhaust to make it fit better and maybe look better, because I don't like that twin pipe thing. But like I said, this side is done. Still needs to be tightened, but we're gonna like do a test with that when the front camber arms come in. So just the other side now to do, and then we're gonna drop it all down and see what sort of the stance is. You excited?
Drop it like
When it's going well, you're excited, and when you see end result, you're excited. When it's a little bit of struggling, it's too much car stuff for you to deal with.
Frustrating.
Feels like. Yeah, luckily I had some extra bolts of the ones that I snapped, all Honda from back in my day. So I have a brand new one and a correct one, and a nut that fits. It has the same thread pitch as that one, because the other one wasn't right. That's why it was sort of melted on there, and that's why it broke off when I tried to get it off. So let's do the other side, drop it down, let's see the looks. So let's go. I think it's a neutral.
Yep. Oh.
How does it look? It's not low.
Nope.
It's not low.
From this side, he looks low.
So as a last and final job, here are the camber arms. Now I made some plates here. Maybe a little bit hard to see because it's all black now. But I made these little plates so it has a little bit more strength to it to withstand everything. So it's all tightened and done. So I can install them, which is literally 2 bolts and then only the ball joint there on the bottom. Slam it down and we should be ready to drive. So the camber arms, which is just 3 bolts, like I explained, readjusted the coilovers a little bit because it was lower on this side than that side. Maybe because the engine is here, the gearbox is that side. A little bit weird. Because we were installing the camber arms, my girlfriend, not knowing, pulled on the control arm, or like the whole hub, and that pulled the axle out. So I had to internally fix the axle, which is now all done. And it's a little extra because we ran into an issue that the coilover here was hitting the exhaust. I don't know if you can see that. And what I did is that I welded, or like, you can't even see it, like if this is the whole tube, I just cut a little moon, like pizza point out of it, and I bended it a little bit to the middle of the car. So now, as you can see, it's right in the middle of the hole where you sort of want it. And also, if you can remember, it was a twin pipe, and I sort of took the other pipe off, blocked it off, and you know, it's not what you may be supposed to do, but this looks way better. Let me just drop it down real quick. I mean, the single exhaust way better than the dual, and it's also where it's supposed to be. So maybe it sounds different, I don't know, but car's down on his wheels, ready to do this first test drive, so the suspension can sag and get lower. And so we usually do a lap around the town without the sun blinding our eyes. Oi. And we just go over all the speed bumps and the little shitty bumpy roads, so that settles in the coilovers a little bit quicker. It should be more during the week, but I only scraped on like a few hills of speed bumps that are like really big. I scraped on those. Other than that, no scrapes. Drives great, bounces are like a light low Civic should. Nowhere, no more weird clunks also in the suspension. It's quite an improvement, because the car was weird and clunky and now it feels straight and smooth and subtle. So that's that. I believe it's a lot more equal now. Looks a little bit higher on that rear though, and this side. If you compare it to this. This side, overall this side looks a little bit lower, but let's just drive this for a week and then see where we're at. So yeah, here we have it. Civic build part 2, lowering it and make it drive good, well, no clunks, no bumps, no nothing. It's just driving straight and driving well. So I want to thank each and everyone for watching. If you want to see more of this Civic build, because there's more going. If you've seen that, like this side here is different white because I was sanding it down, because you know it might drive well, it might be a manual, but still looks like a piece of shit. So we need to change that. So we have some goodies and we have some colors in mind, and let me know what would be a good color for the Civic. Drop it down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace. Whether you like it